Okay, I'm doing the research right now. I want this on video for our first reactions and everything. So where we just came from is known as the Buffalo Municipal Hospital for incipient tuberculosis. Because tuberculosis patients faced extreme social isolation and were often separated from their families in Buffalo for months or years, they created an independent community inside the Perrysburg campus. Heliotherapy regimens. Described the stricture sun cure schedules. Patients were required to spend hours sleeping or resting on the open air, wide verandas of the red brick building, regardless of the season, to breathe the right altitude air at the facility and the isolation the families faced when a parent or child was sent away to Perrysburg. They took children, tracking a particular family member who was a patient there. Yes. First. Name. Cora. Specific patients from Jane Addams facility can be challenging due to privacy laws. Okay, that makes sense. But depending on the era Cora was there, valuable leads and archival records are available. A notable matching record exists for a former resident patient, Cora, I might have to blur that out, who passed away in 1961 and is laid to rest.
Might be the cemetery that I was feeling lost and confused.
If Cora was a patient during the tuberculosis sanatorium era, 1912 to 1960, she might be mentioned in what about Connor? While it was rather the last name than the first name. Connor? Do you know Connor? Historic New York newspaper archives from February 1941 explicitly recorded Ann O'Connor. I think that's in the time frame for the tuberculosis thing. Entering the Jane Addams Memorial Hospital for care. If the person you're searching for is a descendant of O'Connor family, that's it. It just says she entered.
Honestly, it makes me feel like sad because, like, knowing that she actually had to deal with that for so fucking long. Like, you said, what was the year?
1961, 12? The latest.
Oh.
1912 and 1961.
So my thing is that was so long ago, and it's now 2026. All them years she's been trapped.
It's possible.
All them years she's just tried to communicate with somebody who wouldn't communicate with her.
Articles about foul play there. Several articles, archival historical records, and investigative lawsuits document systemic abuse, patient deaths, and severe neglect to the facility. While the early tuberculosis era, 1912 to 1960, so Connor was in there, if that's the Ann girl. She was 1940. Focused mostly on experimental sanitarium isolation, the foul play and systemic. This is me saying you gotta fucking specify, basically. Like many mid-century state asylums that fell into severe overcrowding, understaffing, and dangerous living conditions. The specific historical investigation lawsuits, incident articles foul play at the Perrysburg campus include. This is 1976, so this is past the girls, I want to say. 1914 mass casualty boiler failure. Boiler is a machine. A horrific historical event occurred early in the facility's timeline during these years. As a municipal health camp, the incident in 1914, the campus suffered a catastrophic failure of its central heating and boiler during severe winter freeze. The fallout due to isolation of the Perrysburg Hill and lack of emergency intervention, 24 vulnerable patients froze to death inside the buildings, while 32 others suffered severe permanent frostbite. Local historical reviews cite this as one of the worst institutional tragedies in Western New York history.
So Connor was a girl.
A last name, if that's what we're going for, which is funny.
That's what I'm thinking. It's
well,
like,
because O'Connor, that's like Irish or something. But Cora, her last name was O'Brien.
Yeah.
That's also Irish
but
or something.
This is what I'm saying is maybe, just hear me out, right? Maybe she was worried about Connor and she couldn't say, like, she was trying to say O'Connor and that's what came out.
And that was...
Maybe that was a family member or a friend that she loved, or maybe she wanted to see if they were okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. That is crazy. That's making me feel so sad.
I want to think maybe we helped them out being there.
Well, we probably did, but it was just like, it took so long for somebody to be there for them. Like, we were there once before, and we didn't know anything about it because we weren't being, you know, like, we were just there to, like, check it out, take pictures, leave. If you go inside that building, for anybody, if you went inside that basement like we did way before, I can see if I can find pictures. The downstairs where all of the boilers would have been were destroyed anyway.
Wait, is it going alphabetical? Okay, so it's going by last name. If I'm right.
Maybe it's a middle name.
O'Brien, Cora O'Brien, 7/19/1961.
Yep.
Hang on. Why is there a name that's whited out?
Oh.
O'Brien, Odell.
Maybe she knew something was funny going on with the people and they did something to that person.
The rest of this does not have a white bar the way this
if
has a white bar.
If that one has a white bar, it's probably that O'Connor. Was she a kid? Because they took kids. Maybe that was her child from somebody else. Maybe that was a sister.
July 19th. Didn't I mention something about July?
The last thing you were reading. The last time we were there, it could have been somebody screaming.
To be clear, there is a massive physical archive of patient records, but it is not in a website you can easily browse.
No, of course. I'm gonna see if I can find anybody who was related to this Cora lady.
The haunting gossip. Dedicated enthusiast performs like mention group feature thousands of shadow figures and claims of disembodied screaming echoes from the abandoned buildings.
Which is what we heard the last time we were there, guys. We have a picture of a man standing at the top of the balcony. We see his head.
Shadowy figure. It's a dark shadow. This is so fucked.